Welcome to this edition of Southern California CEO Magazine. I'm your host, Linda Reifschneider. Joining us today is Tom Freeman with the Riverside County Office of Foreign Trade. Could you share with us why companies like hers are important to the County of Riverside and to the region as a whole?
Well, both regionally, to the County of Riverside, to the City of Corona, it's pretty simple. Jobs. And each time CAI sells one of their jet turbine generators to a company overseas or a country or a city or a county, that's more jobs for us in the region, and that's something the Board of Supervisors has us focused in like a laser beam. And that's why we have to reach out and not only help CAI, but we also help a list of other companies, whether it's looking for exports, money, lending, export financing, all those things we help them do, and we even look out for investors for them so that they can grow their business.
Could you share a little bit more with us about the economic impact of these sorts of companies for our region?
Well, right now, and new statistics are out, what's been tremendous is Riverside County businesses. As we look across the county, and that's the snapshot the county takes, it doesn't laser in, so to speak, onto a specific street in a neighborhood, but I can tell you that exports last year, according to Claremont McKenna College, which is a reputable place to get data, from our area were $11.5 billion and create fully 10% directly of the jobs that are here. So you're looking at an industry that creates roughly 95,000 jobs, since we have about 950,000 jobs right now in Riverside County. So it's very significant, fully 10%.
Outstanding. That is a big economic impact. So tell me, Tom, what kinds of things is the county's Office of Foreign Trade doing to support these sorts of companies?
There's a whole list of services that our office provides under the direction of the Board of Supervisors, and that list is comprehensive. First, we talked just a moment ago about banking assistance. We have three forms of banking assistance available. First, we are the partner with the Ex-Im Bank of the United States. That means our office represents the Ex-Im Bank in helping our businesses finance their exports, helping getting them underwriting for their banks. A lot of banks don't want to loan to companies selling products overseas because they're not sure of the credit worthiness of the purchaser. Makes perfect sense. Nothing against the banks, but we step in and we help them with underwriting or securitizing that loan. The next area we look at is something that's very new to the county, but over the last 3 years, as the board has established the trade programs, we've created something called EB5 centers. The EB5 centers are for overseas investors to invest in local businesses. They invest $500 to $1 million in that business. They receive a visa for themselves and family members under the age of 18. Since the United States is the hot commodity, everybody wants a U.S. visa. We started 3 years ago with 3 visa centers. Now we have 40. We have more visa centers here in Riverside County than 49 states in this country. So the Board of Supervisors has really set a vertically integrated program. Those are just 2. With traditional banking, we could go out and advertise for our firms, and sadly, last year alone, businesses only qualified at a rate of 17% for business loans from their banks. So the board had to get innovative on how we can help a business, and the way we decided to help them was to advertise for them, place their companies online and saying, look at us, we're looking for investors. So those are just 3 ways in the banking. The education and training is important. To most businesses here in the Inland Empire, while they are about 1,900 right now that manufacture, maybe as high as 4,000, but those are the numbers that bounce around. A lot of them don't export anywhere, and their domestic sales have stagnated. So we match up that business with a company in, say, the country of Croatia that wants to buy something that we make. And these are direct matchups with an importer to buy that product, and we put them together. Beyond that, we have also created foreign trade zones. Riverside County now has more foreign trade zones than any county in the United States, and we have 4 in progress working, and we have a 5th one coming online. So what we've done there is help anybody that is manufacturing, that is bringing in products from offshore that need to be included in their products. And one of my favorite examples is our brand new Skechers plant. Skechers is a internationally known firm that is relocated to Riverside County in a 1.8 million square foot facility. It is a state-of-the-art LEED certified facility, and we're glad they're here because they're producing so many jobs. But more importantly for Skechers, the foreign trade zone benefit for them was absolutely mission critical because they wanted to use the benefits of the foreign trade zone to save money on the materials they imported and save again when they exported the products overseas. Their savings are estimated at $3 million in cash each year. So you can see how a foreign trade zone will benefit businesses. And the beauty of this is it's catching fire across the county. We now have Abbott Industries, which is located in Supervisor Stone's district, that's on board. Flex Steel is on board in Riverside, Supervisor Buster's district. We have two firms coming on board in Supervisor Tavalone's district and other firms coming on in Supervisor Benoit's district. So for us, it's been wonderful to see that we created something that actually works and the businesses are happy about because they're actually saving money. And we believe when they save money, they'll reinvest it in either new machinery, which will create jobs, or they'll add people to the production line to meet increased production targets. So either way we go, we get new jobs.
Now, when we were talking earlier before we started with the cameras, you mentioned training and education, and you talked about that a moment ago. You also used the word college, so tell me some more about that level of education.
The Board of Supervisors has asked us, as part of their strategic plan as it relates to trade and foreign direct investment, to reach out to business leaders and elected and government staff to explain to them the benefits of exporting and understanding these programs at almost a journeyman's level. And we do that by going out and educating them in a series, in this case, of 6 courses that will be taught over roughly a 3-month period for half a day, each day of the training schedule. And those courses range on international law. They need to know to understand that. How to access markets and determining the markets, determining whether or not they're export ready. This is important for business, but most local governments don't even engage in foreign trade. In fact, our county office is the first in the country at a municipal level that actually focuses in on foreign trade, and Supervisor Ashley has actually had some success at replicating that internationally and nationally. The National Association of Counties has decided to consult with Supervisor Ashley in our programs under Rob Field's direction to promote international trade and show others how we both exported more and increased foreign direct investment. And FDI is very important to this county as it relates to jobs. Just 2 companies alone this year are over $4 billion in foreign direct investment with 5,000 jobs. This is not something that is easily achieved because you can't pick up jobs in that total. And to give you an idea how serious our unemployment rate is, at 130,200 people out of work, to cut that in half, we need roughly 70,000 jobs in the next year. And if you can get 2 firms to contribute 5,000 there, and with Waukanaga coming online, that's another couple of hundred. With MVPRV coming online, that's another couple hundred. You can start seeing that our employment rate is going down, and that's reflected in our unemployment numbers. As you see, our manufacturers' productivity is up, and our exports are up, and everybody is now, after 3 years we've been in the program, they're starting to say, well, the board made a good decision creating this program because there are direct results tied to the effort Rob Field has us making.
That's a lot of support for foreign trade. Now let's just switch gears a little bit. Say there are companies that are expanding or even companies that are looking to relocate. What other sorts of benefits does the County of Riverside offer to those companies to get them to come here?
The best thing that we can offer a business right now, which has been both attractive to domestic companies and international, is the fact that the Board of Supervisors has created a program called Fast Track. Fast Track allows a company that's creating jobs to come into Riverside County, go to the front of the line of the permitting process, and in the case of one of our foreign direct investors, they believed it would take them at least 18 months to get through the process before they could build. Their building was built in 9 months. That's how fast, when government decides it will make business a priority like our Board of Supervisors has, you can see how you will literally fly through the system. We were so fast with the Waukanaga company, that they weren't ready to open by the time their own building was done because they didn't anticipate it being in their own budget. It thought it impossible. And we do that for many companies that come to us. That's international or domestic. I think the other thing you find is a can-do attitude that Rob Field and Lisa Brandoff instilled in our agency. It's an agency with over 1,000 employees and 23 various divisions. So if you're interested in aviation, we have an aviation division. If cultural activity is important to you, we have a cultural affairs office headed by my colleague Sarah Monday. There are all kinds of programs within EDA to specifically assist business. So very comprehensive program, and the board has given us every single tool we need, including the staffing levels and the funding, and made it a priority so we can help anybody, particularly those that are still here. Most of the time it's navigating their way through what they perceive as a very difficult permitting process. And in fact, I think it's really noteworthy to mention that the Board of Supervisors this month will ask the state to change the way it does business in giving permits to businesses and pass new legislation that adopts the Riverside County fast track model statewide. And the reason that's so important is because time is money. And we're basically guaranteeing people that in 90 days after putting the paperwork on our desk, subject to environmental reviews, of course, and not circumventing any, we will process their whole package in 90 days and they can start. And believe me, that's phenomenal.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us, Tom. We appreciate your time.
Thank you for the opportunity to talk about some of the programs that the County of Riverside offers under the board's direction.
And thank you for watching today's edition of Southern California CEO Magazine.